Hello everyone, welcome to a new reading vlog. So I have not done a reading vlog in such a long time, honestly, but I just kind of felt like doing one this week. So usually I would always start my reading vlogs on Mondays, but since I just finished my current read, which was Ray Bearer, which I super enjoyed, I decided to start it today, which is a Friday. So I'm just going to kind of go with the flow. We'll see how long I end up doing this vlog, maybe the whole week. I don't really know what's gonna happen. I'm just not caring anymore. But I have 4 books here that I was trying to decide between, so I actually ended up doing a little poll on Instagram, and it looks like there's a clear winner, and it's not really what I was expecting. So I'll show you the 4 books first. So we have Kind of a Big Deal by Shannon Hale, and then we have In Deeper Waters by F.T. Lukens, and I can't pick it up, Sky Hunter by Marie Lu, and finally The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So I kind of was thinking that Sky Hunter was gonna win, but it turns out that The Inheritance Games is like way ahead. Like, it is still early, but like it's pretty far ahead, so I'm probably just gonna go with it. But right now the ranking is Inheritance Games, then Sky Hunter, and then It's Kind of a Big Deal, and then In Deeper Waters. I forgot the name of it, but it's because this one isn't out yet, so I don't think that many people have heard of it, so I'm not really surprised by that. But I really didn't know what I wanted to read at all. I couldn't decide, which is why I just ended up consulting you guys. But it's also like way closer than I was expecting between It's Kind of a Big Deal and Sky Hunter. Like, these rankings are very shocking to me, but The Inheritance Games does have like double everything else, so I'm just going to start that one now. So I have been reading really quickly lately. I've been reading quite a bit of fantasy and kind of like different reads. I don't think this one is really fantastical. I think it's just kind of mysterious, but it did still seem like a good book to go with. I don't know. I just kind of went to my shelves actually on Storygraph, which I've been using in conjunction with Goodreads for like tracking my reading, and I looked to see what books that I had on my TBR that weren't contemporary and were really fast paced. So this is kind of the list that I ended up with, but I have been super interested in this book, so I am excited to get to it. So I will be starting that in a little bit. For now, I do have some editing to do, so I will get that done so then I can spend the rest of my day reading. Okay, so I officially finished editing my video, at least all that I could edit right now. I do have some other stuff that I have to film. I had lunch. We now have a visitor who is not going to say hello apparently, but now I'm just going to sit here and finally, where is it? Start reading. So I actually just got out of the bath. It is Saturday night now, and it's been kind of a busy day, but I actually have been doing quite a bit of reading. So I am just gonna set this down because I feel like that's easier. Okay, this is a really weird angle, but it's the best that I could do. So I was reading on my e-reader just because I was in the bathtub. So I find that it's easier if I have something where like I can just hold it with one hand and it's waterproof. But I am, oh, it doesn't even say what percentage I am through. Well, I'm on chapter 28, so I'm really happy with that. It has been a very fast read, which is kind of what I was expecting. It's definitely not what I was expecting though at the same time, because I thought it was going to be like this competition thing, but it's not so much a competition as it's like a puzzle that is being solved and like riddles and stuff like that. So that's really interesting. I find the whole inheritance thing, like, I still have no clue why she got the inheritance of this like multi-billionaire, and like she basically came from not a lot, and he just decides to disinherit his entire family, and now she has to live at their house with them. So he has 4 grandsons, and they are adding a very interesting element to things. So they are like close to her age, and she's been interacting with them. Obviously the family isn't exactly happy about losing out on a ton of money, and they are questioning her, and like I have questions too. I do kind of have a teeny baby hunch that might be wrong, but if it is that, I will be kind of disappointed because I never guess these things, and if I guessed it, like it was the first thing that I guessed, I'll be kind of upset about that. But we shall see like where the dots are going to connect and everything. I'll probably read a little bit more tonight. I have some filming that I'm going to do tomorrow. So right now I am just sitting down with my planner here, and I am going to sort out the rest of my week because I have a couple of things to add in there. And then I also need to, like, because the video that I'm planning for tomorrow, it requires a little bit more planning than my usual videos. I need to do that. And then I should be free to read for the rest of the night. But I have already kind of spent most of my day, like, I didn't give myself a lot to do today and tomorrow, so I've kind of just been reading, which has been really nice though. So I'm going to get the little things that I need to do done so then I can get back into my book. And now, just like that, it is Sunday night. So I had a really off day today, I'm not gonna lie. I, as you guys know, have been adjusting to medication, and we've been trying something new, and it just has not been great. So I've been like even more tired than I was before. So I totally forgot that I had actually like planned on filming today, but that didn't end up actually happening. But the good thing is that I did end up actually finishing with the Inheritance Games, so that was kind of unexpected, but this was such a quick read and it was really unique and interesting. It wasn't what I expected, and I don't think I loved it quite as much as everyone else has, but that being said, like, I did really enjoy it still. I thought it was totally different, and I loved like the puzzle solving journey that it took me on. I felt like it reminded me a lot of the game of Clue, and I enjoyed like trying to piece things together, trying to figure out what was happening. Like, I thought there was a good amount of questions and answers. I think that as you're getting the answers to the big questions surrounding the story, like why is a huge one, you are also getting new questions. So it kept me intrigued the entire time, and it was also just very readable. So like that combination just made me fly through the entire thing. And yeah, I'm really glad that I read it. Like, I didn't realize until I was getting closer to the end that there is actually a sequel to it. The thing that I thought, by the way, that I had figured out, it did come into play, but not in the way that I was expecting it to. So I wasn't fully shocked by that, but like it was still interesting. I wasn't like fully disappointed by it either, but I think I will pick up the sequel because I liked it. I enjoyed the characters. I thought the dynamics were really interesting, and the story itself was really interesting, and I would like more answers to the questions that didn't quite get answered. But I thought that even in the end, like, it was a solid conclusion where if you didn't want to pick up the sequel, you would still be satisfied with things. Even though it is kind of a cliffhanger ending, I feel like I was still satisfied with like the amount of closure that I got. So now, since I have finished this, I have decided to pick up the second place book for my little Instagram poll that I did, and that was Sky Hunter by Marie Lu. So I am only on page 16 of this. I haven't gotten very far, but I am actually going to work on like scheduling for the next week right now, and then I will get back to reading for the rest of the night. And yeah, it's a really fun combination that I have right now where my medication makes me so tired during the day that like I could nap all day, but then at night I have insomnia because of it. So like, we're thriving. Not really. I need to figure that out, but like, it is a work in progress. But anyways, I am going to get to my scheduling so then I can spend the rest of my night just relaxing. Happy Monday. It is Monday afternoon now, and I've had a weird day. Like, I went to the gym this morning, got up at 5 as I have been, but I ended up taking a little bit of a nap, and it's just been taking me like a while to get going. But I did manage to read 100 pages of this. So, well, no, I didn't manage to read 100 pages of this. I read like 80 or something like that, but I got to the 100 page mark is what I meant to say. And this is definitely taking me a little bit longer than I expected to get into it. It's not that I'm not liking it, I just kind of don't know where it's going quite yet, and I feel like I'm starting to get things, so I'm starting to kind of be like, okay, I see where this might be going, but at the same time, I'm still not entirely sure where it's going, so it's an interesting experience. I will be reading a little bit more later today, but now I have some videos that I was supposed to film yesterday that I'm now going to film today, so I'm going to get into that. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update, and Charlie is also sleeping there. Just thought you might want to see him. I'm so tired. So it's about 9 p.m. and today was just a really long day. I filmed 3 videos and, well, kind of 4. and I felt like really spent. I made dinner, did groceries, like made my grocery list, just had like a few things to do. It doesn't seem like that much, but it just was like just very busy, like non-stop. So after my nap in the morning, I literally just didn't stop until right now. So I haven't gotten the chance to read any more of Sky Hunter, but now I am going to read a little bit more on my e-reader because that's what I like to do before bed, so then I can have the lights off and it puts me to sleep. So I probably won't read like all that much more because it's how I try and put myself to sleep is by reading at night. But tomorrow I should be able to read some more. It's more of like a chill day. Not really, but like it's not where I have to like get ready and get like filming or anything. I just have some video editing to do and different stuff like that. But other than that, like it's a little bit more relaxed. I feel like filming days are more intense because I have to like actually be upbeat and get ready, but I can kind of just like wear sweatpants, wear whatever, wear my pajamas the whole day when it's just a day where I'm editing. So yeah, I am looking forward to like not having to film because I kind of put that filming off for a while. So it's nice to have it done and not have to worry about it. But I'm going to try and be as quick and efficient as possible with my editing and still be able to get some reading in because I would like to try and read 100 pages tomorrow. I've been like hitting the 50-page mark or a little bit more, but it's been a little bit since I've hit the 100-page mark. So I think that's kind of what I'm aiming for tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. For now, I'm going to try and get some sleep because it is up bright and early at 5:15 again tomorrow. I think I may have been sitting here last time I updated you, and sorry if that is the case, but today is Tuesday and I'm still working my way through Sky Hunter. I am on page 150, so I haven't made it. Like I started on page 111 today, or yeah, that's where my starting point was today. So I definitely haven't read 100 pages. I'm still just not really feeling this one, and I'm not sure why exactly. I don't know, but there's just something about it like I'm really just not that into. But I am gonna keep pushing through, and I guess I'll see if like at the 200-page mark, if I'm still not really into it and not feeling it, I might end up DNFing it, but I'm not exactly sure at the moment. Right now I have some video editing to do, and then I'm going to try and read the rest of this, or like read the rest of the 100 pages that I had wanted to read today. Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. So it's like almost 5:15. 5:15 is usually when I wake up, but I've actually been up since 4 because I had a nightmare. So I woke up and I couldn't fall back asleep. So love that for me. But I was actually going to film my 5 a.m. morning routine today, but that is going to be postponed. I'm gonna try and do it on Friday, hopefully. But now I'm just ready for the gym, and I am just waiting for it to be time to go. So, little reading update for you guys. I did end up DNFing Sky Hunter. I just wasn't into it. And I really can't explain why, because I don't think there's anything wrong with this book. I don't think it's bad. I just think it wasn't like anything that I haven't read before, but also like there were some unique elements. Like I was intrigued by the character of Talon. Would it be Talon or Talon? No, I'm just gonna say Talon. And the character of Red, and the dynamics of the world were interesting, but I think that's where it kind of fell flat for me, was the world I felt like seemed like something I'd read before. Also, like, take my opinion on this one with a grain of salt. I got like 50% of the way through, and I kind of struggle with sci-fi, and this one's definitely more on the sci-fi end of like sci-fi versus fantasy. And it also is zombies, and I don't really like zombies. It's not like zombies, but that's essentially what it is. So I still don't really know why this one didn't work for me, and I'm really sad about it because I do love Marie Lu. This cover is so beautiful, but this one just wasn't for me. Like, I really wanted to finish it and see it through, but I got to the point where, like, before bed last night, I was going to pick up my book, and I just didn't really want to pick it up. So I was like, okay, yeah, it's time to DNF it. So that is what I did. So from there, I have now picked up Kind of a Big Deal by Shannon Hale, and I'm already 40 pages into this one. This is about a girl who she was supposed to make it big on Broadway and something happened, but you don't really know what yet, at least at the point where I'm at. And she discovers this ability to like go into books and live through a book, and she ends up going and like trying to find which book suits her. I have read Shannon Hale books before. She wrote the Books of Bayern series, which I loved, and Book of a Thousand Days, which I also really enjoyed. I just want to go and mark this on Goodreads that I was reading it, and the rating is terrible. Like, I never really see ratings below, like, the average rating is below like a 3.5, but this one is at like a 2.8. So I'm not exactly optimistic about this one now. I will say it is reading a little bit young for my personal taste, like especially that the main character is supposed to be 18. She's reading very young, but I will still like see it through, and hopefully I will be the anomaly and enjoy it. But since I have a little bit of extra time this morning, I am going to take that time to do a little bit of reading. I've got like half an hour now, so I figured I should take advantage. It's Friday today, and I didn't update yesterday. I just kind of ended up taking the day off from really doing anything like work related. I wasn't really on social media or anything, and that just led to me not updating. So sorry about that, but I did on Wednesday finish this. And the one thing I will say is positive about this book is that I read it quickly. Now, I understand why this has such a low average rating on Goodreads, because the writing is very strange and the characters were not all that enjoyable. It's about an 18-year-old and all the characters are older, but it read like very young, and I think it would have been more successful as a middle grade story. I found all of it, like the jumping into different books and stuff, very jarring, and I felt like it could have been really cool, like the concept was interesting, but I just didn't care for the execution of it. So I read it quickly, so that was nice, but yeah, I just didn't really care for it, unfortunately, because I like really enjoyed Shannon Hale's other books. It's very strange that I found the writing for this one so like stilted, but maybe it's because the other books that I've read of hers have been fantasies and I listened to the audiobook. I don't really know, but yeah, I'm really sad about this one, but I have picked up a new book that I'm very far through actually. So Today's Night Tomorrow by Rachel Lynn Solomon, I ended up picking up just on a whim. Like, I just haven't had luck with my past couple of reads, so I went to my Goodreads shelf and I was seeing like what the average highest rated contemporary was, because I was kind of in the mood for a contemporary, and this was, I don't know if this was the highest one or if it was one of the highest ones, but I think it had like a 4.12 or something. And like, I don't really care about average ratings. Sorry, Charlie's playing with his bone, but I don't really care about average ratings on Goodreads. I just kind of like it for when I like want something that I think I'm going to enjoy it. I will look at those because I feel like maybe I might enjoy it as well, but there are many books that have like a really high average rating that I haven't enjoyed. But this one I am actually really liking. So it's about high school students who, it's like the last day of high school, and they have been competing in everything for the entirety of their high school career because they're very like well matched. They're both really smart and just overachievers and all of that. So they are definitely enemies, but there's like this competition that they have for the graduating class where they go on the scavenger hunt around Seattle, and it's like a whole thing where like someone can win it and stuff. So I didn't know that going into it, that there was like game element, but it is very interesting. It's bringing up a lot of interesting topics, like the main character, she really loves romance novels and she wants to write them, and I'm definitely relating to her as a writer. Like, she has some really great insight, and both of the main characters are actually also Jewish, and their culture is really coming into the story. So it is an enemies to lovers story, so I was kind of skeptical about that just because it doesn't tend to be my favorite trope, but I really enjoy the execution of this one. One of my main issues with enemies to lovers is when I like don't really believe the foundation of them being enemies and they just like absolutely hate each other, and I don't feel like there's reasoning for it. But this one, I definitely see the reasoning for it, and it wasn't really like a strictly enemies thing, so I think that's why I'm enjoying it a little bit more. But I am quite far through, so hopefully I'll be able to finish this today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, because today I'm planning on finally filming my bookshelf tour. I've been putting it off for so freaking long, but I really need to do it. So I'm going to finish up with my coffee and then gear myself up to finally film that. Oh, I don't want to do it, but like I know when it's over with, I'll feel a lot better, but right now it just seems like a really big task and I'm like, ooh, but I am gonna do it. Hello, so it is nighttime now, obviously. It's quite dark, but I'm just about to go to bed. So I spent all day today, literally all day, filming my bookshelf tour. So like my office is a mess of filming equipment. You can't even really see any of it, but it is a mess. So I just did my upstairs shelves today, and then tomorrow I'm going to do my downstairs ones, and then I will be done with my bookshelf tour filming. Then I need to edit, which is a whole other story, but at least it's filmed. So I was able to do a little bit of reading, but now I'm going to read a little bit before bed. I'm going to bed a little bit later than I would have liked, but it's fine because I will hopefully fall asleep quickly. I don't really think so though, because I don't exactly feel tired yet, despite the fact that I've been up since 5 a.m. So that's weird, but whatever, I will update you guys tomorrow. It's Saturday, so I wanted to give you guys a little update. I'm having a lazy day today. I'm just so freaking tired, but I finished a book this morning. So I finished with Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very enjoyable. I loved the enemies to lovers thing, was just super unusual for me, but I thought it was really well done. I enjoyed the fact that it focused on that really difficult transitional period in between high school and going to university, and how like the main character is so worried about like not completing this list that she made when she was 14 of things that she wanted to do before she graduated. So she's all worried about that, and I think it dealt with I think it dealt with a lot of topics and did it all really well and very seamlessly. The backdrop of the scavenger hunt around Seattle was very cool. I enjoyed like going to all the different places and touring around with them almost, and I felt like the characters had a lot of chemistry. So I had a really fun time with this one, and I'm definitely going to be looking out for more from this author. So now I think I'm actually going to move on to The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. So this is a historical fiction, and I haven't read a historical fiction in a while now, so I feel like this seems like a great one to pick up now. I think the last one I read was We Are Not Free by Tracy Chee. I can't remember if I've read anything in between there, but I did really enjoy that one. So maybe The Black Kids is the last one I read. I don't know. Point is, it feels like it's been a little bit, so I'm super excited to pick up this one. I've heard really amazing things about it. It's set in 1890 in Atlanta, and you follow a character who she is working for the evil daughter of one of the wealthiest men in Atlanta, but at night she actually is writing this advice column, but no one knows that it's her writing it, and she uses its success to point out the flaws in society. So then everyone is trying to figure out who is writing it. So I think this seems like a super interesting concept, and I'm probably going to start this now because I'm kind of feeling like reading is like the only thing I have energy for at the moment. So it is Sunday, and I just wanted to close out this reading vlog so I can get this video uploaded for tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it was the first one that I've done in a while, but I'm not really going to be like returning with them weekly, but I think I'm just going to kind of do them whenever I feel like it. But this week, just to recap what I read, so I finished with 4 books, although Sky Hunter I ended up DNFing, but I also read Kind of a Big Deal by Shannon Hale, which I didn't really like. I read Today, Tonight, Tomorrow by Rachel Lynn Solomon, and I really enjoyed this one. And then I also read The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which I enjoyed. And finally, I am currently reading The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee, and I am about 100 pages into this one, and I am enjoying this one so far as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this week's reading vlog. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one whenever I do one, but also in the other 2 videos that will be going up this week. Bye!